What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Wezot Talks, an American talking about football and Manchester United. And in this one today, guys, just an update on some information that has been coming in from multiple sources, mainly coming from United Truthful, but they are pulling those from sources that have actually reported on it, such as Ben Jacobs. I know they usually do some stuff from Fabrizio Romano and some other places. And I just figured let's go ahead and start with that. Ben Jacobs, directly from his page, is more so talking about Marcus Rashford, and Barcelona are considering a loan move for Marcus Rashford, even though their number one priority is Nico Williams, which is pretty much a done deal. I think they're just figuring out some fine, minute details in the contract and clauses and add-ons and so on and so forth. But Nico Williams, I would say, is about 95% a Barcelona player. Rashford's clear preference is Barcelona, and he is willing to play in a more central role in Flick's system. Rashford has no future at Old Trafford under Ruben Amorim, but United want 40 million. Remains to be seen whether they sanction a loan. At this point, Rashford, again, he will never wear a United jersey ever again, in my opinion. If he shows up to preseason training at Carrington and is training off to the side, I think that's a bad look and doesn't really help his cause. I know he wants to play in the World Cup next year in the United States of America for England. Now, whether he's a starter or not, it remains to be seen, and most likely won't be, given the other talent that they have in their squad and the depth that they have. But he thinks that he's good enough that if he's able to get a role, and I don't see him playing in front of Nico Williams, and even playing centrally, I don't see that happening as a starting 11 member, but if he thinks that he can do it at Barcelona, so be it. It's just a matter of if they can actually get it done. I don't think Ben Jacobs... Fenerbahce and Napoli both exploring a move for Jadon Sancho. Manchester United want 25 million. Fenerbahce have also inquired on Leeds keeper. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, well, I know that I've seen a fair few things about Sancho, and Fenerbahce have made a very good offer to Jadon Sancho, which he is seriously considering. It's the highest offer he's received. If he agrees, negotiations with Manchester United should not be a problem. That is coming from Mr. Laba, who I don't know how reputable he is, but they're obviously, if Ben Jacobs is reporting that Fenerbahce is in for Sancho, then I would say that it is potentially likely that that is a strong possibility. But then you read something like this coming from Di Marizzo, who I know is pretty reputable. Juventus are pushing for Jadon Sancho. A new contract with Manchester United will take place tomorrow. Oh, I said contract. I was really confused there. A new contact with Manchester United will be placed tomorrow. So if we read between the lines on that, if United won 25 million for Sancho, and it sounds like Fenerbahce, given this report down here by this Laba guy, if that is true, then maybe there's a little bit of a bidding war if Juventus really wants Sancho. Could they get 30 million, and let's say they push for the similar salary? And up here from Ben Jacobs, Fenerbahce are pushing to sign Jadon Sancho and are prepared to pay him over 10 million, 8.5 pounds. I always get those mixed up in salary. And I mean that's pretty darn good if you're Jadon Sancho, and he'll get to play somewhere where they actually want him. Again, he's never going to play another game for Manchester United. Unfortunate for him. I know the move years ago from Dortmund to United for big money never really panned out the way they wanted to, as so many other players have unfortunately gone through that similar position at United. It's unfortunate. I know some more news that I've seen from multiple sources, but this one coming directly from Mike McGrath, football reporter at the Daily Telegraph. A bunch of people follow him, so I would say he's maybe 65% worth trusting. Morocco's pursuit for Onana is facing a major setback due to his salary and bonuses being beyond their reach, making a deal unlikely for now. So that just honestly shoots everything for Martinez down, because if they can't get rid of Onana, what's the point of bringing in Martinez if you don't have the funds? Because right now they are banking on being able to sell Sancho, being able to sell Garnacho, being able to try to sell Rashford, even though it looks like it's probably going to be a loan deal. Everything has dried up from what I have seen. Talks with Højlund, so he's most likely going to be sticking around possibly for next season. In terms of the Gyökeres deal, I'm sure United are calling and checking in on that situation. They put in so much effort in the past couple of weeks, and I'm sure even before that, but actually getting out into the news, some of that news of the talks and reaching out to his representatives, to Sporting, and figures being out there, that I don't see them giving up on that deal. But right now, with Mbeumo being over 60 million and Cunha obviously being 60 plus-ish million, 120 million is a lot of money. And if you're trying to get anyone else into the club, you got to make moves. You got to be able to sell players. And Garnacho, with everything in social media, wearing the Aston Villa jersey, the Rashford jersey, which I thought was actually hilarious to see as a bystander. But if you're a United fan, that's not something you want to see. And if you're another club and you just see that, it's like, okay, this guy does not want to be there. We could probably try to get him out for cheap, considering where maybe his price was during the January transfer window. Maybe it was obviously a lot higher, 40 to 50 to 60 million. Now, with the way things are, I am honestly thinking a team could probably swoop in for about 35, 40 million. I know United probably want to get 50 to 60, but it's just, I don't see it. It's not there. They don't hold the leverage at this point, and they are desperate to get him out and to get funds into the club. I think if you're offered 35 plus, let's say 10 million in add-ons, or maybe a sell-on clause, you kind of need to take it. And especially, let's say you're able to get the deal done and you're able to push for Sancho, and the deal, let's say 25, and if Juventus are coming in, let's say they get 30 for him. So let's just say that's around 70 if you get 40 for Garnacho, 30 for Sancho. Let's say loan deal doesn't work for Barcelona. You get another 20 for Rashford, maybe 15. Get that around 90 million for three players that you've now sold. That's definitely enough to get in Garnacho. And I don't know if it's enough to get in a keeper or another midfield type player. But the bottom line is they need to sell, and there's positive signs that there's movement at least for Sancho. In terms of Rashford, I would say a loan move isn't the best, because then he'll just leave as a free once his contract is up, and that is what it is on his career as a United player coming to an end. It's unfortunate, because there were some bright spots, man, in his career. He's scored some absolute banger goals. He's done a lot of good work in the community, so on and so forth. But it's a shame that this is the way that it is coming to an end for him at United. Obviously, his career is not over, and I wish him all the best. But I would really hope that United could sell him instead of loan him and actually get something out of it for him. But I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments about everything going on in the news. Is the Mbeumo deal going to get done in the next couple of days? Can they move Rashford on, not just a loan, but a sell? Can they get Sancho out the door? What's up with Garnacho? What's happening there? I want to know your guys' thoughts down below on everything going on. And if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. But that's going to be it for this one, and we will catch you guys in the next video.